What's going on, you guys? Steven here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new video. Today we're going to be taking a look at this classic Army G3A3. This thing is just absolutely stunning. However, if you want to pick yourself up one of these, the link will be in the description to Airsoft G3's website, where you can go ahead and pick it up for around $235. I believe it's what it's at right now at the time I'm filming this video. However, I also want to give though a huge shout out to obviously Classic Army, because they went ahead and supplied this for me to do videos on. So Classic Army, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. With that being said though, why don't we just go ahead and jump into this review. We're first going to just cover the externals. I give you guys some close-ups, we'll talk about it, we'll talk about the internals a little bit, and then once we're done covering it, we'll go outside, and that's when the fun begins, when we start testing it out. I'll do the chrono test, the accuracy test, the damage test. I'll have clips of me firing this thing, you know, the flight path of the BBs, the trigger response, all that good stuff. Anyways, to start this review off, we can just start at the front of the gun here. So we have the plastic orange flash hider, which you can remove. It looks like it's probably going to be pretty difficult because I think I see quite a bit of glue here, but you can go ahead and remove this or reveal, I believe it's 14mm counterclockwise threading, so you can mount whatever you want on here. Then you have your full metal outer barrel, and that's one thing I'd like to mention. This thing has some awesome weight, you guys. The whole barrel assembly as well as the upper and lower receiver is full metal, so it gives it some nice realistic weight. Anyways though, getting back to the front here, we do have our front iron sight, which is fixed. You cannot go ahead and adjust this. However, if we take a look at the rear iron sight right here, this is adjustable. I believe this is like a drum style sight is what they call it, or something like that. But you know, it kind of reminds me of an MP5. If you can see that, you just rotate it or whatever to whatever your liking is. However, going back to the front, I kind of go back and forth. I'm sorry, you guys. But going back up here to the handguard, this thing is so skinny, you guys. Look at that. What the heck is that? Anyways though, so for the handguard, it's obviously made out of plastic. It's not metal. It is an OD green along with the motor grip and the stock. And just give you guys one look again of the whole thing. That two-tone coloring looks absolutely fantastic. And I actually got a comment. I know I'm kind of going off track. I actually got a comment though on my unboxing video of this, that if they had a version where this was like simulated wood or real wood, oh my gosh, that would look absolutely beautiful. I 100% agree with you. Whoever commented that, you know who you are. Regardless though, moving on down to the actual meats and guts of the G3, we have the upper and lower receiver, which obviously again are made out of metal. We have the mag well here, and here we have a classic G3 magazine. This holds 500 rounds. You have the wheel on the bottom right there, and the trap door is on the top, just like any other high cap, as you guys can see. Again, it holds 500 rounds, so it has a huge magazine capacity compared to like standard M4 mags, which hold up to like 350 or something like that, 300. And what I kind of like is that the magazine kind of goes in like an AK mag. Look at this. Go to the front and then back, boom, clicks into place, and absolutely no mag wobble. You guys hear that? Nothing. You can't hear anything. Speaking about the magazine though, the mag release is right here, right by my thumb, if you guys can see that, just like so. And you also have another mag release. It's like an M4 mag release right here, if my camera focus, boom, right there. However, look when you're holding it. I have pretty big hands, man, and I can barely reach it, man. I have to really extend, and if you're holding it like you should, yeah, there's no way. There's no way. This is almost, you know, I don't know why they even have that there, to be honest with you, but it's there, okay? It's there. All right, so getting right behind the mag release though, we do have a full metal trigger as well as a full metal trigger guard. I really like how the trigger is made out of metal. It feels really nice when your finger's on it. It doesn't feel cheap like if it was made out of plastic or something like that. And really moving on beyond that, there's not too much to talk about. I guess we could talk about the motor grip. It is made out of plastic. I like how it's an OD green, and it feels really nice though. It's nice and beefy. It's not skinny, it's not slim, it's smooth, there's no like rough edges. It just feels really nice when you're holding it. That's all I wanted to say. Okay, anyways, moving on to the stock here. This is where your battery is going to be stored. All you gotta do is push down on the butt plate, just like so, pull it off, and boom, there's your battery compartment space. There's tons of it. Okay, you could basically fit everything in here besides like those really thick brick type style batteries, so just be aware of that, keep that in mind. However, the battery I recommend you using is an 11-1 LiPo, obviously because this is LiPo ready, and wired to DINs. An 11-1 wired to DINs because this thing is wired to DINs out of the box. absolutely amazing. I don't know why more companies aren't doing this Classic Army. You're doing it right. And what's also nice is that Classic Army includes a Deans to Tamiya adapter. So if your batteries, whatever batteries you have, aren't wired to Deans, which most of us probably don't have batteries wired to Deans, we just run the normal, you know, batteries wired to Tamiya. They included an adapter. You don't have to purchase this separately. It comes with it. However, if you don't have any batteries wired to Deans, I'd recommend you to go buy one. They're just better, okay? Anyways though, so I pretty much covered everything on this side. So why don't we go ahead and flip it around so I could show you this side. There's really not too much different going on this side. However, you do have a sling attachment point right here on the stock. You do have your fire selector switch, which is pretty important. So you have safe, semi, and full auto, and it does click into place pretty nicely. Full auto, when you go down to full auto, it doesn't click as nice. It's kind of stiff down there as well, but to semi and to safe, feels great. Feels absolutely perfect, and I like how it's stiff. It's not loosey-goosey. It doesn't just slide around. You really got to put some effort into it. So that's really nice. Anyways though, there's really nothing else too different going on this side besides two more things I guess I could talk about. The first of which is your front sling attachment point right there, right where my thumb is, if you guys can see that. It is made out of metal, so that's not going to break on you, so that's nice. And the other thing is the charging handle. So let me go ahead and turn it back around. All you got to do is pull away, pull down, lock up, and it reveals your hop up, which is right in there. And some of you, I don't know if some of you are curious, I'm sure you guys all knew why it locks up, because the fake bolt stays back. You don't have to, you know, with M4s, you gotta hold the charging handle back, and then with your other hand, you gotta try and fiddle with the hop up. Nah. Just lock it up, it locks in place, and boom, you can fiddle with your hop up. And when you're done, you can smack it down and just have that thing smack against all the metal, but I wouldn't recommend that. Just let it go, nice and easy, you're good to go. Anyways though, so that pretty much covers the externals. I think I did a pretty good job. Anyways, now in terms of internals, the gearbox, it has a steel gearbox shell, it has steel gears, and I believe it has a polycarb piston. It also comes with an inline MOSFET, so it protects your trigger contacts. With that being said, as I've mentioned, definitely use an 11-1 wired to Deans, okay? Let this baby run. Don't use a 9.6, use an 11-1. Anyways though, so in terms of the inner barrel, I could not find anywhere online that specifies exactly what's in here, you know, meaning like the diameter. So is it a tight bore, a 6.03? Is it just a standard 6.05? You know, I don't know what's in here. I couldn't find anything about it. However, I was able to find out the length of the inner barrel, and I believe it's like 464 or 65, 460 something, I think, millimeters long. So it is a freaking long ass inner barrel, but that's to be expected. Come on now. Anyways though, so that pretty much covers the first half of the video. I covered the externals, I talked about the internals a little bit. So why don't we go ahead, let's go have some fun, let's go outside and let's test this guy out. Alright, so I have my chrono here programmed for .20s. I have .20s in the magazine. I also have an 11-1 hooked up, ready to go in the stock. It is the 11-1 wired to Deans, by the way. Just, you know, to note, I guess. But anyways, here we go. Shot number one. Let's see how hot this G3 is shooting. Here we go. 388.3, 387, 387, 387, 387, 385, 382, 383, 382, 383, 384, 383, 385, and 383. So I just did 14 shots right there. So I would say the average is anywhere from 380 to 390. So definitely below 400 FPS. All right, so anyways, let's go ahead and test the rate of fire with this 11-1. I have RPS set up there. That's rounds per second. So let's go ahead and see how fast this thing is shooting. Let's go to full auto. Here we go. Oh, 19 rounds per second. 19 rounds a second again. 18.8. 18.9 and 18.8. So basically 19 rounds per second, and I will convert that right now and I will have it on the screen for rounds per minute. Anyways, we're done here. Let's go ahead and get into the accuracy test. All right, you guys, I am so impressed right now. I was not expecting this. This thing is legit a laser beam. You know, I see reviews online of these G3's and everyone loves them and talks about their accuracy, and to test it firsthand, it's still remarkable. It's honestly crazy. And the way it feels when you pull the trigger, you feel absolutely no movement of the gearbox. It feels nothing like I've ever, you know, fired before. It's just so different. And then to have these results, not too bad. And I was kind of just spraying all over the place when I was on full auto, to be honest with you guys. And you know, we hit the target every single time. This is just someone's torso, and actually the target itself, size of someone's hand. So just imagine a full person standing here. You're gonna have no problem hitting them whatsoever. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Well, my camera is drenched once again, and I think we did a pretty good job. Let me go ahead and zoom out for you guys. Yeah, barely hanging on by a thread. Just that little segment right here. Damn, I wish I could have cut that in half. Whole bunch of BBs in there, a little bit of soda left, whole bunch of soda all over the place. And yeah, I think this was a job well done. Legit looks like Swiss cheese. Whew. Okay, you guys, let me get settled in here. It's freezing out there, man. Anyways, though, let's go ahead and wrap this video up. I covered everything. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this review of the Classic Army G3 A3. Classic Army, you did one hell of a job. Remember, guys, if you're interested in picking yourself up one of these bad boys right here, links in the description to Airsoft GI. Retails for $235 or $245, one of those two. So it's below $250. It's up to you if you think this is worth the price point of just below $250. In my humble opinion, you guys, and I'm not just saying this because it's sponsored, this video is sponsored, I love this thing. I think it's well worth $250. It's amazing. It feels amazing. Come on, it looks amazing, and the performance is amazing. Anyways, you guys, I'm done. That's it. I have nothing else to say. So once again, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. I gotta lean all the way back to get this in the camera frame, man.